Hey there everyone, Thempyrene here with more new cards. This time the focus is going to be on some cards that are actually a little old at this point. They came out November 1st, or revealed November 1st, but they just keep releasing a bunch of cards that I don't think are really highlight worthy, but there's enough of them out now that I want to talk about them. Well, I mean, these cards are pretty highlight worthy, but it's just that they're all by themselves. I don't know, it was a weird time for me. So let's just get them done. It's a Duelist Box Prismatic Summon. There's one card of each summoning type that's new for this set, and they're all based around banned cards of each summoning type. So this is Infernal Strike Fighter, which is based on Dark Strike Fighter. It's a level 7 Dark Machine Synchro Effect. Monster 2600, 1800, a tuner and a non-tuner. During the main phase 2, preventing you from doing it as an FTK. Quick effect, you destroy as many face-up monsters on the field as possible, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined original levels of the destroyed monster by 200. It's a burn effect, you know. It can only work in the main phase 2, though, so it helps make it a little bit more fair. If this card is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can target one level 5 or lower machine monster in your graveyard special summon in defense position. You can only use each effect once per turn. And the way that's worded, if it's destroyed by its own card effect, it can summon a level 5 or lower machine monster in the graveyard. So, you can get back some of the stuff you destroyed. If you're on a machine pile, that is. Get back something for your destruction effect. Alright, we have Galaxy Eyes Antimatter Dragon, which is that one Galaxy Eyes card that was like sending a bunch of dragon rulers to the grave. I don't actually remember the name of it off the top of my head. Galaxy Eyes Antimatter Dragon. Level 9 Light Ixies Dragon Effect. 4,000 attack, 0 defense, 2 level 9 monsters. Once per turn, you can Ixie summon a Galaxy Eyes Antimatter Dragon by using an Ixies monster you control with 3 or more materials. That's all you gotta do. So that's pretty easy. Any battle damage with this card with the material inflicts to your opponent is halved. You can detach. Also, you can just slap this on top of something, and it doesn't have any restriction for you slapping Zeus on top of that. It's got 4,000 attack. It also can just reduce the amount of battle damage that you take. So even if your opponent has a really high attack stat guy, you could still get damage in, or you can still attack in and get the Zeus. You can detach one material from this card. This card gains the ability this turn to make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. If the detached material is a monster, you can send a monster of the same type from your deck to the graveyard. So you can also detach the material to get 2 attacks in if you want to do that. And it does have a pretty high attack stat. And then you can also Foolish Burial a monster of the same type, which seems pretty decent. So like any Ixies deck, you can make an Ixies, and then you can make any Ixies that you can slap Downerd onto, I should say, like low rank Ixies decks. You make Ixies, slap Downerd on top, slap this on top, go battle, attack in. Or like you don't even have to detach if you don't want to. You could keep that material on board, and then have a 2-mat Zeus at the end. Or you could detach a material, get 2 attacks in, and have a 1-mat Zeus. This card seems actually pretty good. The only problem is it does take up an extra deck slot, in addition to like the downer that you're using. But like I feel like there's decks that will want to play this, and there's decks that can really easily make this. Like that's not the only way to make this card. It's just, all I need is 3 or more material on an Ixies monster, any Ixies monster. Like this seems really easy to make, and it has some utility. I think this might see play. Wind Unicorn Parallel, the Draco Slayer, a level 6 wind spellcaster pendulum, 2000, pendulum scale at 2. If you have a card in your other pendulum scale zone, you can activate one of these effects, special summon this card, destroy this card, and if you do, special summon a level 5 or lower pendulum monster from your pendulum zone. You can use each effect once per turn. While this pendulum summon monsters in your, cards in your monster zone, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. It cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Quick effect, you can target a pendulum monster you control, and one card your opponent controls, return them to the hand. You can use this effect once per turn. The funny thing about this card is that, like, the Magispector Unicorn still exists and is legal. So they had to make this like a Draco Slayer to make it actually something interesting, and I don't know that Draco Slayer actually needs this card, and Magic Spectre is a lot closer to a playable deck than Draco Slayer, I'd say. So Magic Spectre could use more cards. I don't know if they need this card, but like they could use more stuff. I don't know. This one seems a little strange. And then we have Halq Tua, Crystron Halqi Fibrax Prism, Link 3, Water Machine, 1500, bottom left, bottom right. It's got the good arrows. 2+ monsters, including a tuner. If this card is Link Summon, you can summon the tuner monster in your extra deck in defense position with a level less than or equal to the total original levels of the monsters used as material. So, this is crazy. Like, that's already, like, it's a Link 3 instead of a Link 2, like Halq was, original Halq. But still, this is pretty damn strong. Prom Princess is an incredibly strong card. And granted, Prom Princess also has an interrupt, but like just the ability to go from a Link 3 immediately into a Link 4, and this one it gets you any tuner that has a level less than or equal to the original levels of the monster used as material. Like that's really strong. There's definitely something you can do with that. And then it continues. During your opponent's Bane or battle phase, you can banish this card you control, special on 3 Crystron tokens, but they cannot be tributed. You can only use each effect once per turn. I don't think you're going to be using that second effect, honestly. Not very often. But this card is very strong. I'm interested. I think it's less strong than original Halq. I don't think it's going to get banned, like Halq had to. At least not, I don't think so. I could be wrong on that. I actually could be wrong on that. It is very strong. It is very, very strong. All right. Look, it's a new Magical Girl card. It's a new Magician Girl card. Let's check out what it does. Always treat it as an Elemental Hero card. Huh? So this is part of the Academia Duologue. Miracle Ejector, a level 3 Earth Spellcaster effect monster, 400. Always treat it as an Elemental Hero card. You only use the first, second effect, third effect this card once per turn. You can send a Neo Space Key monster in your deck to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal special summon, you can add a spell trap that mentions the Elemental Hero monster's name from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. And this is the thing it comes with. I don't even know. So like, obviously, it's a free extender in the hand. Send the Neospatian, summon it. I don't know if you even need to do that, though. Because it's just an Elemental Hero card. You can go a Hero Lives for it. On summon as a spell trap that mentions an Elemental Hero monster, there's like some of those. There's some amount of those. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare to search because there's so many Elemental Heroes. If we use the filter, we go spell. I don't know if it counts ones that mention specific Elemental Heroes. Oh, an Elemental Hero monster's card name. Okay, so yeah, it does. In fact, specifically uses those. So this includes stuff like the Neospatian, Elemental Hero Neo stuff, like the EN Shuffle. This is probably the best card you can get off of that. You can grab EN Wave, which I assume stands for Elemental Hero Neos, E-Neos. Engage Neospace. Instant Contact. So there's some cool stuff you can get. I know that Law was the Law, formerly the Law Yu-Gi-Oh, was talking about, or maybe they still go by that, I don't remember. Was talking about using this as part of a like really small Dark Law package where you just use like this card and like a Hero Lives to get it out to make a tiny little Dark Law engine that can be slotted into other decks. Like that seems pretty interesting. I don't know, there's really interesting stuff you can do with this. You can also grab the there's the trap card is an Omni negate. Where is it? Protection of the elements. It mentions elemental hero Terra Firma, but no, it's not an Omni. It's a spell trap negate. So lets you banish an elemental hero monster you control, negate the activation, destroy that card. So there's a spell trap negate you could get. I don't know if that's worth it. But there's definitely interesting things you can do with this card. So keep an eye out on it, I guess. Okay, promotion pack. We've got a new little freak. Fallen Cheetah. Cheetah. Beta. Level 3 Fire Beast effect monster, 1100, 2200. Can't be treated or used as material for fusion, synchro, ixies, or link summon. Please, no. Don't. No. They're gonna summon this to my side of the field. They're gonna summon this to my side of the field. If a monster is pushed summoned to your opponent's field while this monster's on the field, you can target one of them, switch control of it in this card. No! That monster cannot be treated or used as material for fusion, synchro, ixies, or link summon while this monster's on the field. No. Stop printing cards like this. Stop printing stupid floodgates that I move to my opponent's side of the field. Stop it. Oh my god. Fuck off. Okay. Blackjack, the Shadow Arm Knight. Level 10 Dark Warrior Synchro Effect Monster. 0 attack, 0 defense. A tuner and a non-tuner cannot be destroyed by battle. That's good because it has no attack or defense. Each time a card is placed in your opponent's spell trap zone, excavate cards from the top of your deck until you excavate a monster and equip it to this card. Also place the rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. Interesting. Gains attack and defense equal to the total levels of the monster equipped to this card by 300. If the total levels of the monsters equipped to this card are more than 21, destroy it. That's why it's blackjack? That's funny. This card is not good, but it is funny. Pear Bear Scare. Pear Bear Scare. Quick play spell card. You can only activate one card of this card's name per turn. You can only use a second for this card name once per duel. Opponent can reveal one Pear Bear Scare in their hand or deck, and if they do, each player gains 2,000 life points. Otherwise, destroy one monster they control. Weird. It's a weird effect. This card is kind of crazy. It's just a quick play monster removal. Non-targeting? Quick play non-targeting monster removal, but if they have Pear Bear Scare in their hand or deck, it doesn't work. And it gives you each 2,000 life points, which is annoying, potentially. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add this card to your opponent's hand. Ew. Which like then turns off your shit. The rest of your Pear Bear Scares forever. So you only get to use it once, essentially. Every other copy becomes null and void after you use it once. But also your opponent can't use it because you can just reveal from your deck. Weird. What a weird card. Extremely powerful. But also, if anyone else is on it, it's nothing. That's crazy. Huh. What an interesting design. Oh, wow. Huh. What the hell? Secret agent, man. Early Palm gets the win. Continuous spell card. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving your monster, you can roll a 6-sided die and apply this effect to your battling monster based on the result until the end of the turn. If you activate this effect during a battle involving two monsters of the same column, choose which effect to apply without rolling a die. Interesting. 1 or 4. First time we destroy a battle or card effect, it is not destroyed. 2 or 5, it loses 500 attack. It is unaffected by activated spell or trap effects, except for Early Palm gets the win. 3 or 6, it gains 1,000 attack and it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. Interesting. This could actually be quite interesting for like the the stupid dice events in the Master Duel. This is like a decent card, although those games are not interesting in the slightest because they're just what's it called, the psychic transfer or whatever the fuck its name is, turbo, and you're just like rolling the dice on that over and over and over again. Ebisu Shinsen Matsuri. Ebisu means shrimp, so that's the shrimp there. Although it looks kind of like a lobster to me, but I think Ebra means lobster as well. Like Ebi is shrimp and Ebisu is lobster, maybe? Something like that. I don't remember exactly. Continuous trap. Is it like praying? Once per chain, if it affects monster or special summon, you can target one of them. Special summon Shinsen token. Aqua water level 3, 0 attack, 0 defense to its controller's opponent's field in defense position. Whoa. Okay. Effect monster special summon, target one of them. Special summon Shinsen token of controller's opponent's field in defense position. At the start of the battle phase, you can destroy this card and as many tokens on the field as possible. Special summon the Bisu token, fairy water level 7, attack blank, attack defense blank, attack and defense because the number of tokens destroyed by this effect times 700. Okay, that's funny. It's not good. This is like if you could find a way to plop this on the field face up, like activated, you could actually do something quite funny with this. Just the same way you do with Black Rose tokens. Like you could probably do something similar with that. But since that's not what's going on, that's not what's going on. I don't think there's a way to do that with this card. So I don't think you're gonna be able to do anything like that. Otherwise, it's just kind of a bad card. Okay, the new X-Saber card, Saber Combination. This card is what's going to bring it all together. You can only use the second or third to fix this card once per turn. X-Saber monsters you control gain an attack equal to their original defense while you have 10 or more X-Saber monsters in your field, graveyard, or banishment. That's a fucking Duel Links ass, skill ass card. That's nothing. But if you special summon an X-Saber monster from the extra deck, you special summon an X-Saber monster from your hand or deck. That seems insane. It actually makes you want to use the X-Saber monsters in the extra deck, which is good because there's only one of them that's worth making otherwise, and it's just the hand loop. You're just doing hand loop stuff. This is going to make X-Sabers a really effective hand loop strategy. Will that make it a top meta strategy? No, because we already have an effective hand loop strategy. It's called water. I don't think X-Sabers are going to be tearing up the meta. But apparently Konami disagrees, as we'll get into later. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, especially when an X-Saber monster from your hand, which is cool. That's a decent effect. This is decent. It's a pretty decent card. I think it's an okay card. It's pretty dang good. All right, we have a new Sword Soul Synchro monster, and it's also a level 8, so it's something we can make off of in the new Albaz deck, the 3 Brave Sword Souls, which is the Golden Sword Souls, and of course, the Iris Sword Soul, which is fleur-de-lis. Level 8 Light Spellcaster Synchro Effect Monster, 25/25. Level 4 Tuner and a non-tuner. You can only use the first and second turn. If this card is synchro summon, you can add a level 4 or 8 Spellcaster monster whose attack equals its defense from your deck or graveyard to your hand. I wonder what targets there are for that. Let's see. So it is level 4 or 8 spellcaster monster. Obviously, there's the Iris Sword Soul and probably others. Spellcaster. But I want to see what funny things you can do. I don't know that there's a way to like set it to be like attack equals defense, right? That's Man with the Mark is interesting. Wait, it's a searcher for Man with the Mark. That's kind of interesting. I wonder what you can do with that. Blazing Cartesia is a pretty good one, obviously. Majesty Pegasus, the Draco Slayer, and many more. Page 1 of 11. I really wish I could narrow it down to just attack equals defense. Let's see what there is in the 8 category. Probably nothing we care about. I should just set it to affect monsters. That's all I really care about here. Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, the Thunderbolt. That's a pretty good card. Original Fleur-de-Lis, of course. Iris Sword Soul. Dogmatica Chaplain. That card seems okay. Magicians of Bond and Unity. Oh, and you know, those are 25s there too. Unfortunately, I guess the Regenesis is not a level 8. The Regenesis spellcaster is not a level 8, it seems. Otherwise, they'd be in here. Yeah, I wish I could like set it, because otherwise we're just gonna keep getting all this. And as I've noted, for some reason the next page button does not work for me. I think it's just because I've zoomed and enhanced. I can make it 100 on the page, so we'll get most of them. Man with the Mark is still really funny. I think that's the funniest one so far. I'm wondering, like, about White Forest. That's the one I think I'm the most interested in, is like whether this can get White Forest stuff happening. Because I'm pretty sure White Forest can make 8s. And they have level 4 spellcasters, I'm pretty sure, right? Oh, yeah, you can get Ecclesia. That's true, you can get Ecclesia. You can get Chronicle Sorceress. I don't know, that might be something. I don't know what you'd be... You can grab the Fortune Fairies, which would be good in Yu-Gi-Oh! Balatro, but not good in actual Yu-Gi-Oh! You can grab a man with Wajat. Millennium Seeker. Strategist of the Ice Barrier. That's not a good one though. Damn. Okay. Not that one. And there we're at the end. Spoon. You can grab Spoon. Oh, holy shit. You can grab Spoon? That's pretty good. There's some good stuff. I'm going to maybe the White Forest. Maybe White Forest doesn't. Hold up. Are their spellcasters level 2? Okay. I could just be forgetting how White Forest works. No, they have level 4 spellcasters. They just weren't showing up. Okay, they don't have their attack equal to their defense though. The level 2 ones do, but the level 4 ones do not. Okay, so nothing funny going on in White Forest then. Well, I mean, you could still make a level 8 synchro in White Forest and then search something funny off of that using the new synchro monster. This just has a lot of applications right here. This right here just has a ton of applications. You can target one face-up card in the field and negate its effects, and if you have an Ecclesia monster or Fallon Albaz in your graveyard, you can destroy that card. Not a quick effect, so not as good as the Sword Soul level 8, but still not bad. And then it also has a search effect, right? So it doesn't say negate its effects until the end of the turn. It just says negate its effects. And you can pop it if you have Ecclesia or Fallen Valbaz, but you can just leave it there and like it's just a dead card. Interesting. All right, next up, new Charmer cards. This is so cute. Look at that. Yuri. Charmers of the Grand Circle, level 6 light spellcaster fusion monster. 1850, 1500, 2+ Charmer monsters or a familiar possessed monster. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is fusion, you can choose among these effects a number of times up to the number of original attributes among its materials and apply them in sequence. Whoa! Okay, so it's 2+ Charmers or familiar possessed monsters. And then, if this card is fusion summon, you can choose among these effects a number of times up to the number of original attributes among its materials, maximum 4, and apply them in sequence. You can choose the same effect multiple times. This card gains 800 attack. Okay. Add a possessed spell trap from the deck to the hand. Okay. Return one card on the field to the hand. Okay. Special summon a spellcaster monster from the graveyard. This is all on fusion summon. Get a possessed spell trap. Special summon a spellcaster monster from the graveyard, that's pretty good. Return a card on the field to the hand. But like, you have to have a spellcaster in there you actually want to summon. Possessed spell trap, that could be something. There's some, most like the good one is the one that lets you burn the opponent, right? It's just like you just do you're gonna burn FTK deck. I don't know. They have some stuff. Possessed partnerships. Special summon a spellcaster with 1500 defense from hand or graveyard in an attack position or face on defense. Control monsters with 2 or more attributes. You can destroy a face-up card, banish this card from your graveyard. Target one of the continuous spell traps in the place on the field. Awakening of the possessed monster you control gain 300 attack for each different attribute you control. Charmers village possessed monster you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. So the spellcaster monster with 1500 or 1850. The original attack is normal special to your field. Draw a card. Sure. Discard a card. Take 2 cards from your deck with different names from each other that are charmer monsters. Add them to your hand. Set the other. It says cards. Or possess spell traps. Yeah, okay. That'll be something to keep in mind. Up that limit, please. Because there's the field spell too. Is that not called possess? It's not. Unpossessed. Charm monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle. If a familiar possessed monster you control attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 800 during the damage calculation only. If a monster you control is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can special summon a spellcaster monster with 1500 from the deck, whose attributes differ from the last, at least one of those destroyed monster's original attributes, in attack position or face down defense position. You only use the effect once per turn. Okay. So it has a bounce, special summons a spellcaster from the graveyard, adds one of those, and it gains 800 attack, just permanently. But it still has original 1850 for all the effects that require that. But only gets all of those effects if you use one of each typing. You know, one of the 4. Okay, and then we have a new card that isn't called Possessed, so that sucks. But it is a spell book for if you're... So, like, it works with spellbook stuff? Spellbook of the Grand Circle, normal spell card. You can only use the first and second access card once per turn. Add 4 Charmer monsters with different attributes from your deck, graveyard, or banishment to your hand. Then return 2 cards from your hand to your deck. Okay, so it's a +2, but you have to get Charmer monsters. Rough. You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon a fusion monster using Charmer or familiar possessed monsters from your hand or field. Your opponent cannot activate card effects when this card is fusion summoned. Okay, so that lets you fusion summon this fucker. Or... Oh, it's. I guess you'd have to specifically use these materials, so I don't know that there's much else you can make. I was gonna say you can make like a Shadow card potentially, but no, it specifically says you have to use Charm or Failure Possessed from hand or field. So you can't use like a Shadow, like throw a Shadow in there or something like that. Why is this a Spellbook card instead of a Possessed card? Why couldn't it be Spellbook of the Possessed or something like that? Because we have like a Searcher. I mean, you can use a Searcher as like a Spellbook. The Spellbook, oh, which one of the Spellbooks? Whoa, what? That's not what I said. That's literally nothing close to what I said. I said Spellbook. Yeah, Spellbook of Secrets. Add a Spellbook card from deck to hand. Yeah. Boy does it too, right? Normal Summoner flip face up, add a Spellbook card from deck to hand. Yeah. So you can do some Spellbook stuff to grab this new Spellbook of the Grand Circle. Spellbook of the Grand Circle grabs the Charmer monster. But that is so many garnets. There's so many garnets just to do what? Is there a Charmer worth grabbing? I don't think you can grab the Familiar Possessed off the search effect, so don't even look at the Familiar Possessed. All the regular Charmers just are terrible. The Channelers just search. Okay, what do they do? What is their other effect besides searching? When your fire monsters destroy a battle, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's it. When your whatever monsters destroy a battle, you get to summon it. Oh, we have all 4 of them now. That's interesting. And then it's just a matter of like these terrible spell traps. Man, that's disappointing. This is so cute, dude. It's not fair. Make them playable. Oh my god. Like they're trying to make some weird control strategy out of them. But it's not working, I feel like. It's just not working. Alright. Last up. Let's talk about the Legendary Modern decks. There's a new set coming called Legendary Modern Decks. It gives us some real modern decks. We're talking Mitsurugi, one of the best decks in the current, like previous formats. It's still pretty damn good. It's up there. Probably you could probably still consider it one of the best decks in the format. Extremely strong, really modern deck. And then we have Sky Striker. It's gonna be. It will be good. There's new cards coming for it. We're finally getting Camellia after 10 million years. It might be a top deck. It could be. It's pretty strong. I could see it happening. And then we're also getting X-saber. So we're the modern deck X-saber. With all the new cards that are coming out in the terminal world. So we're going to get those sooner rather than later, I suppose. After 15 years later, their legend is renewed with brand new X-saber cards. It's a real modern legendary deck. Legendary modern decks. What the fuck are we doing? 2018. Modern deck. 2018 modern deck. 2009 modern deck. Like what the fuck are you talking about modern deck? What the fuck are you talking about modern deck? And like the Sky Striker deck might be good. I don't think the X-saber deck is going to be good. Like I think it could do some hand loop shit. Cool. So can fucking Atlanteans. Didn't make them playable. So the only thing in here that actually feels like a modern deck is Mitsurugi. So the cool thing about this deck box is that maybe it signifies that good things will come later. But also it's finally giving us imports for the Sky Striker cards that have been out for forever. It's going to give us the Terminal World imports early for X-Sabers. We'll see where the other ones come in. Might not even see Battles of Legend. Maybe they're canceling the Battles of Legend sets. And we'll get like another set that introduces the rest of the Terminal World cards. I don't know. And it's going to give us the OCG exclusives for Mitsurugi. When it's talking about new Mitsurugi cards in here somewhere, it's giving us the new OCG original cards for the Mitsurugi cards that'll be coming out soon. So we'll have those. It's also giving us staple cards, so we're probably going to have some... Considering how good the staple reprints are in the 5Ds deck, I imagine this will have some pretty good stuff. But yeah, I'm very confused about this one. All right, I think that is everything. Cool stuff coming out of the Prismatic Summon box. This card is interesting. None of these cards are interesting, except for this one. I don't know what to do with this one. It could be a Genesis format staple, but like, again, if it's a staple, it doesn't do anything, so who knows. This card is quite strong. 3 Brave Sword Souls is incredible. These cards are unfortunately disappointing, but I kind of expected that to be the case. And this deck box is coming. I still think this is a good step in the right direction as compared to the 5Ds deck box. I like that they're making a product that actually gives you playable cards. I like that. A deck that we actually want to use, right? All right, that's it for me. Let me know what you think of all this down below. What are you thinking about all these new cards, the new deck box? What do you think? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleakill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, Fire Mizumi, Beastman, Bryn, and Beelzis. A big thanks to all my patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye!